Join me. Together we can rule the galaxy far and sun.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Hello there, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses. This is Todd Hoffman and Trent Hoffman, and you're listening to Big T and Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 167. Today, we're going to be looking at episode 4, Different Approach of season 3 of Bad Batch. Trent will be joining me in a little bit, but right now, man, what a weekend. Had a great weekend. Saw Dune Part 2 from that just came out this weekend, and yeah, that movie delivers. It's a really good film. I would highly recommend it. A little bit of a bladder buster. It's about 3 hours by the time you get out there. So I saw it with my dad, and yeah, just really enjoyed it. A little long in the tooth, but really good visually, acting, the whole music, everything. It just was a really great film, and visually you could definitely see where George borrowed some stuff from there. Let's just put it that way. Star Wars is definitely a melting pot of different ideas and themes and all that stuff. But yeah, there's a little bit of Dune in Star Wars, which is great. So super cool seeing such a modern sci-fi film, and yeah, can't recommend it enough. So good. And then Trent and I watched AEW Revolution. So AEW is been around for a couple years now, but it's owned by Tony Khan, whose dad owns the Jaguars, and basically he started his own wrestling promotion, and yeah, it's been going on pretty strong for a couple years now. But the big thing for AEW Revolution was Sting was this last match, and so had to watch it. It was a really great way to end the weekend. But yeah, real quickly, the card was pretty stacked. There's a lot of great matches there. Kind of some duds there too along the way, but that's to be expected. But yeah, it was pretty darn good. Started off with the TNT Championship match, which was Daniel Garcia and Kristen Cage. This one was a dud, man. This one just did not, for me, was not really good. But yeah, that was kind of the kickoff. It was a little bit, I would give it maybe a C or something like that. It wasn't terrible, but Cage defeats Garcia to retain the title. Next up was this was the Continental Crown Championship match, Eddie Kingston versus Bryan Danielson. This one was a pretty good match, man. They were going back and at it. Lots of just straight up like street fighting almost. But yeah, I give it a solid A. This was really good. There was a great, yeah, there was a lot of knife edge chops, just put it that way. A lot of red skin there. This was this I guess they called it an all-star 8-man scramble match. And it had Jericho, Hobbs, Archer, Wardlow, Martin, Hook, Brian Cage, Magnus, bunch of dudes, a lot of beef in this one. In fact, there was a couple chance of meat in there. There was just like a lot of big heavyweights in this one. And actually, Wardlow defeats everybody and gets this match. I'm trying to think the stipulation. I don't know. Something about, I think they get a shot at the title, or something. I don't know. But yeah, it was enough. There was just a lot of high-fiving, which was great. The AEW International Champion match, Orange Cassidy versus Roderick Strong. Orange Cassidy is one of my favorite guys. He's super cool, super chill, Yeah, I just really liked them. But Strong takes this one. This one was really good. I really thought Cassidy was going to pull it off, but it didn't happen. FTR versus John Moxley and Collado. Yeah, this one was really good. A good tag. FTR got one of the guys got opened up. There was a little blood there. I think it was Hardwood that was just bleeding from his forehead, and John Moxley took advantage of that. And yeah, this one was really good. In fact, they had to stop the match, or after the match was over, they had to change the apron. That's how much blood was going on, man. It was a gusher from his head. I don't know what actually. Think it was either the ring post or stairs, but yeah, it busted him open. It was crazy. But then we had the Women's World Championship match, which was Pizarro versus Toni Storm. This one was okay, not the best, but Storm retains the title here. Now this one was one of my favorite matches. It was so good. This was a barn burner, man. Ospreay versus Katasuki. Yeah, this one was so good. Lots of big spots in this one. It truly was like just all out wrestling. It was good. A plus, man. This thing was just solid from top to bottom. Crowd was in it. Everyone was doing some serious high flying stuff. It was awesome. Then we had the AEW World Championship. So you got Swerve, Samoa Joe, Hangman Page. Swerve and Hangman had more of a beef than with Samoa Joe. Short match, lots of big spots real quick. But the finish was kind of lame. But Joe defeats Page. But yeah, the finish was just it was bad. But anyways, Joe retains, and then the final match. We're here, Sting tornado tag match. Sting's last match, retirement match, and you had Darby Allin and Sting versus Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, which are the Young Bucks. I guess they're going by AEW EVPs. Really great montage at the beginning for Sting. Then he had his sons come out with the classic Surfer Sting and then the Wolfpack Sting, which was super, super cool. Lots of big spots. This match was all over the place with, Sting and Darby having the upper hand and then Young Bucks having the upper hand. Really great stuff. But big spot by Darby was jumping off this ridiculously tall ladder. It's got to be like 20 foot into glass. He gets all cut up. But yeah, Sting was taking some big bumps too. A couple tables. He crashed through a couple tables. But they really brought it all. And it was Sting and Darby win the match, and oh my gosh, it was so good. It was so good. Trent and I were like crying, like, this is the best. So yeah, it was super awesome seeing Sting go out on top. I was telling Trent at the beginning, like, that's usually a pretty big thing with wrestling, is that usually the last match for the wrestler, they usually lose. It's how it's traditionally done, but I was really surprised to see Sting kind of go up on top. But it kind of gives a nice way to, now that they have the tag belts, gives Khan an opportunity to do kind of like a March Madness thing. And I'm sure that's probably what he's going to do, which is pretty smart, and I think it's great. But yeah, it's so cool. It was so cool seeing all the social media posts last night and tonight. But yeah, it was a late night. I was like, well, maybe I can get the episode out. I was like, no, not happening. So, but day late, day short, it's all good. So let's move in on our main topic. Let's talk about, last week we got 3 episodes. This week we only got 1. But man, different approach, pretty much on the nose with the title here. But we get basically Omega Crosshair. Their ship is not really doing well. They do a crash landing. So they escape from Tanda Space, and so now they have Batcher, who's the Luca or something, whatever. He's the doggy animal, and so they basically crash land on this planet, and they take off, and essentially they're fugitives. They know Crosshair's no dummy. He's like, hey, we got to figure this out and get to it right away. We get a little hemlock at the beginning, basically kind of saying, now let's say we know what's going on here. You were kind of hampering Omega from getting the sample, and we know something else is going on here. So Nihilase is kind of in trouble. But yes, we had we got nice little, I guess, town shot. We got some troopers in ponchos and goggles. Oh, I could watch it all day. It was great. So they're just kind of, I would say, slightly heavy presence of the Empire there, but they're just they need some money. So basically what happens is Omega, it's like, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to get transport off, and then she tries to bribe the I guess it would be the spaceport person or something, and she's like, yeah, 30,000 credits, because Crosshair wanted to just blast his way in there, but like, again, different approach. So then they start walking the streets, and they run into kind of a local establishment, and they're gonna play some games. So again, Crosshair just like, we got to get the money, but he's like, hey, they're not playing Starbuck, but it's some kind of game. I think it's Balance, or I don't know, something. I'm not sure. It's not Starbuck. Let's just put it that way. But Omega gets a go at it. She takes out the Trascendan, and then there's this Imperial guy that kind of making around, getting a little cut from the bar, so he's kind of corrupt, and essentially gets it going, and Omega takes it, takes it for the win. But the Imperial guy makes a comment about Batcher, so Crosshair takes her outside, and then there's a little bit of then he gets word about the shuttle, pays him back the money he lost, and so now then when they go outside, Batcher's gone, and now they got to pay a street kid. It's kind of falling apart right now. So now their credits are kind of gone, and this is where I like the good storytelling here. So, I mean, right away when Omega was handling Batcher at the beginning of, I think that was the first episode, and Leonardo trying, like, that's going to pay off later. And so sure enough, Batcher helps him escape. And then we get to this part where Batcher is now captive, and we get to this kind of, I guess it would be like a legal zoo or whatever, but basically the Imperials have all this animals and all this fun stuff, and it's not a good scene, and obviously playing into the animal part, Batcher is part of the family, and the new family here, and but now we kind of have this free willy moment and free the animals, and but then Omega's like, okay, now it's Crosshair's turn, and Crosshair, being Crosshair he is, but again, they kind of play off a little bit with the twitch, and he doesn't hit his marks all the time, but he gets the job done. And the Imperial guy, the slimy Imperial guy, gets the last laugh. We were kind of having a little not a tiff. We're just like, I think that was a Rathar. But basically, some technical monster eats the guy and done. See you later. So that's super fun. And then we get a really emotional moment, but essentially we get a reunion of Omega, and we get Omega and Wrecker and I almost said Solid Snake, but it's Hunter. They have a nice reunion, and then bum, Crosshair's there. Kind of a little play on Obi-Wan and Anakin and Padme on Mustafar. Slightly like, Crosshair's slightly delayed coming down the ramp, and it's just a fun little bit there. But we get this kind of like us versus them thing, and Trent and I were talking about, like, I don't know, maybe I think this is going to work out here, but definitely a little stink high at the end between Rocker, Hunter, and Crosshair. So there you have it, man. It's really, really good. So let's take a moment and let's check out what Trent had to say about this episode.
All right, Lil T.
Stop.
We just watched A Different Approach season 3, episode 4. Hot take. What do you think, man?
Good.
Good?
Betcher's the best.
Batcher's the best. We like
Betcher.
Betcher. We like animals. We like stormtroopers with goggles that don't need goggles, but they have goggles.
Or my theory is like it's a special type of helmet. Or it's like meant for goggles or something.
Oh, okay.
Or like it's like cut out some.
Yeah.
And the ponchos.
I'm a big fan of the ponchos, yo. But essentially, they escape. Hyperspace explosions, whatever. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it very much.
Yep.
And but it ended with a little emotional reunion of Omega, Hunter, and Wrecker. But then Wrecker gave Crosshair the stink eye. What do you think, man? You think they're gonna make up?
Maybe, or
Hunter,
Crosshair's gonna betray him.
Oh, again?
Maybe
Oh
not.
man, you're brutal, man.
I said maybe or maybe not.
Okay. This was a super cool episode. I enjoyed it. I really liked that ending with the different planets or moons on the other thing. Oh man, so good. All right, well, there's our quick take. All right, peace.
Again, we're Team Poncho. I'm almost thinking I want a poncho for my TK. It's just, it's so good. So there you have it. Super exciting. I really enjoyed this episode. Hope you did too. Looking forward to this upcoming week. And I believe the episode is called The Reunion. Am I saying? I think that's right. I'm just going to go with it. I think it's that. What's it called? Let me double check here. I think that's what it is. A couple clicks. Sorry. But yeah, we got it. I think it is called, yes, The Return. March 6th is Return, and then followed by Infiltration. So I'm wondering at what point the bounty hunters come into it, but I'm hoping this is more of just them getting their sea legs and understanding each other and trying to figure out what the next play is here. So that's super, super cool. So there you have it. Bad Batch, Season 3, Episode 4, Different Approach. All right, for our Light It Up All section, super simple question. You can email us at bigtlittlepodcast@gmail.com. What is your favorite Sting? That's right. Sting wrestler was in 5 different decades. Yes, he's been wrestling for quite some time. So drop us your favorite Sting version, outfit, whatever you got, man. So quite a few to choose from. So there you go. All right. So Once again, Space Wizards, Plastic Spacemen, and Rebel Princesses, thanks again for listening to another official 167 in the books of Big T, Little T, a Star Wars podcast. Hey, you can find us on the socials, Big T, Little T on Instagram, BLILT podcast on Twitter, and then follow us on twitch.tv/Big T, Little T. We're going to be playing some Fortnite this weekend. New maps already coming out, I think, on Friday. So there we go. We're hearing little rumors about maybe some Greek mythology, so it should be interesting if we're going to get a new map or just a little bit of change. I'm not really sure what's going to happen. But yeah, we're finishing up this season with Peter Griffin and Solid Snake. That was super fun, and got a little turtles in there as well. So a lot of cool things. A kind of a mix mash of stuff this season, or this chapter. So it's pretty fun. So hey, we got stickers, man. So we want to hear from you. So comment, tweet, rate us on Apple Podcasts. Email us at bigtlittlepodcast@gmail.com. If you drop us a question, give us a rating, we'll send you some stickers your way. Next time, we'll be talking some Bad Batch. Looking forward to episode 5 of season 3 here. So remember, truly wonderful the mind of the child is, and may the force be with you always. Bye. Bye, 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 bye.
Dad, look at the droid selling queso.
It's not polite to talk about others like that.
It's okay, kids. What are the chances he's gonna hear us?
It's high. It's very high. Don't worry. You can make up for your embarrassment by procuring some of my queso. It has flavor.
Only K2's Mucho Queso is made from a blend of Bantha and Thala siren milks.
Here, ingest this.
Ew, it stinks.
I could say the same for you.
What?
This is so good.
Congratulations. Your taste buds are being rescued.
Daddy, let's buy it.
Your behavior, young lady, is continually unexpected.
Rebels will love the home-style meltiness of K2's Mucho Queso. The Empire? Well, Marva said it best.
Let's get going, kids.
Try K2's Mucho Queso. You'll love it. Cassian said you had to.
It's Sting! How did he get there? Comes here's Sting! The icon.
Well, that's going to put him in that coffin. That's it.
Oh my God, it's Sting! It's Sting, Tony! It's Sting! Loaded up to the left. Wait a second! It's Sting! Sting! It's Sting! Oh yeah, baby! What the hell? Sting! Play Sting has arrived! It's Sting! You tell him! Look at